Okay, we're going to look at scientific notation, the basic format and how to change it, as well as kind of the purpose behind using it in terms of some math problems. So first of all, we do have a basic form that we use for scientific notation. It's always going to have a single number leading, followed by a decimal, and then we could have a bunch of numbers that are non-zeros, followed by 10 to some value. Now this value right here can be either positive or negative. If it's positive, we're talking about a large value, like measuring the distance to the moon. Whereas if it's negative, now note this number in front is never going to be a counting number. So as I look at my two that I've got here, you can see that we already can identify them as being a large number. In fact, I would love to be able to say this is my banking account, right? Where on the other hand, this represents a very small, minuscule sort of value. Wait. So I anticipate seeing a positive or a negative in that exponent. Now, if I don't have a decimal in place, he's always sitting here at the end, but I'm going to move him, and I want him to sit between the 4 and the 2 here. So my number of movements is going to determine my exponent. So I'm going to move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places. So now he's going to sit now between the 4 and the 2. And notice I don't write any more zeros at this point. I can drop them off, and then I'll say 10 to the 5th. But any count numbers need to sit there. Anything of the zeros can be dropped. So that would be for a large value. On the other end here, I want to move it between the 5 and the 6. So I can say 5.61, but I need to know times 10 to the what. Now I'm moving it, notice the opposite direction, 1, 2, 3, 4 places, but I'll describe that using the value of -4. And this negative exponent is probably the only time we actually leave values having that negative, because it actually describes, it has a value to it. Now if I take these two, I can do some math without having to have a calculator. I have a calculator here on the side because we're going to need to use it just in a second. But I'm going to first by writing these two in scientific notation. 10 to the 5th, I'm going to times that by 5.61 times 10 to the -4th. Now we put it into this fashion, and we're going to follow the rule of exponents. If you recall that if I have an exponent that are side by side, so I have the -4 and a 5, I add them together. And so I'm going to do that with these two, and I get 5 and a -4 makes 1. So I have times 10 to the 1st. And then just like if I'd had two times together and I have a value, I'm going to take and times the two numbers together. That's the purpose of this calculator right here. So I'm going to do 4.21 times 5.61, and I'm going to get 23.6181. Always write all the values, because when we do expand it, it needs to include that. Now if you notice, this actually does not have the form that we normally say we need for scientific notation. This decimal is actually in the second position and not the first. He needs to be able to move back over here. Now if you recall, when we were changing into scientific notation, when I moved to the left, I had a positive value, whereas if I moved to the right, I had a negative. So I think along those lines and say I need to move this guy to the left. So I'm moving him in a positive direction one place. So I'm going to add 1 to my exponent, and then I can move him so he's in the proper form, and then say times 10 to the 2nd, and that would be my actual value. All right. So we can do the same sort of thing with this next one, dividing. I can write them in their scientific notation. 5.61, 10 to the -4th. But because they're not side by side, we're not going to add. If it was ever stacked, then we always subtract it. But there's something about subtraction that we tend to just forget, and that is what I'm actually saying here is 5 minus whatever I have. So I'm minusing a negative 4, which changes that to a positive value. So you need to remember to put it in that fashion. Say 5 minus whatever you're putting in here so that you change that. Another way to look at that is we also would have said, you know what, I can move him up to make him positive, and then I would have had that same value. So just keep that in mind, that subtracting whatever is on the bottom. So I can say that my final answer here is 10 to the 9th, and then I can go ahead and do my math. So over here again, I can go ahead and say 4.21 divided by 5.61, and I get 0.75044. We're going to have a huge number. We are going to, just for the sake of this, kind of cut him for a second because of space. But notice the same scenario happened. I did it on purpose so you can see that. We never lead with a 0. That was kind of a reminder. This front number is not a 0. So I need to move him over 1, but I'm moving him to the right, which was a negative direction. So I'm going to minus the 1 off, and then I would say 7.5, proper position now. 445 times 10 to the 8th. So just as kind of a review on that, make sure that form is key, especially when we're doing math, because even though I did times and I combined my powers of 10 properly, it wasn't in the proper format. So you may have to adjust to get to that. And I always think of the adjustment being similar to when I was creating it. If I move it to my left, it was a positive value in my exponent, so it's a positive one place that I move. Most often it's going to be just one position you move. If I move it to my right, it's a negative position because it's a negative exponent there. So I'm going to minus my 1 when I move to my right. And that is how you work with scientific notation.